What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jerome. I'm here today with the review for Married to Medicine Season 6, Episode 4, and it was titled Emotional Workout. So, without further ado, let's get the video started. Okay, so this episode, it basically picks up where last week's episode left off, was at the crab boil that Heavenly had, where she was upset because Quad said that, all that stuff wasn't essentially and all that kind of stuff. Now, I was 100% on Heavenly's side. She had every reason and every right to be upset with what Quad said. But I didn't agree with Heavenly when she went outside where, Mariah and Toya was sitting. And then when she wants to talk about how Mariah was a liar and the stuff about between Mariah and Toya, bring that up, how they got past and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, Heavenly, why did you have to bring that up? Like, nobody was even talking about Mariah and Toya. Like, your problem was more so with Quad. So I don't get why you had to drag Mariah into it. Like, that made absolutely no sense to me. And then, when Heavenly said that, Mariah said something to Toya, and Toya's like, you know what, we're just going to leave it in the past. But then, Heavenly and Mariah start to get into it with each other, and I'm like, oh my God, here we go with these two going at it with each other. Heavenly brings up how Mariah said that, Dr. Damon had cheated on her, and she had receipts and all that kind of stuff. And, Mariah's like how she has receipts and invoices and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, like, this is stupid. Like, y'all are arguing and the whole thing was about Quad. Like, y'all two arguing with each other over absolutely nothing. Like, then you got your ugly ass mama, your mama this, fuck you, whatever, all kind of bitches and all that kind of stuff. And then Heavenly wants Mariah to leave, and Mariah does leave. And once Mariah leaves, that's when Jackie shows up to the party. And then, Quad comes out there and she talks to all the girls about, she apologizes to them and all that kind of stuff. And then she want to talk about trust and all that kind of stuff. And I really call bullshit on Quad because she started crying throughout this whole situation. And, she's talking about, apologizing to the girls for shutting down on them and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't really 100% believe what Quad is saying. And here's my thing. Like I've said in my previous reviews, I see both sides. Like, I see why Quad feels the way she feels, but I also see why how the ladies feel the way that they feel. And I'm pretty sure they got to feel even worse now, looking back at this on TV and seeing her film with the Sister Circle girls as opposed to them. So, that's why I'm going to call a little bit of bullshit on it. Like, it was dumb. And then it was really stupid to me. Like, all this shit was dumb and petty. The Quad and the whole rest of the girls situation, and especially the Mariah and the Heavenly drama. Like, that stuff didn't even have to come up. Heavenly never even had to mention Mariah, so I don't know why that was a big, something for her to bring up. Like, and basically it's because of that fight that happened in season 1 between Mariah and Toya. Like, that was 5 years ago. Like, why are we on that now? Like, my brain was like, what is going on right now with this whole scene? Alright, so then we have Mariah. She is going over to Toya's house. They're talking about the crab boil and all that kind of stuff. And, Mariah basically feels like at this point, she needs to try to figure out a way to peacefully coexist with Heavenly. And then Toya says she needs to do the same with Contessa. And I'm like, the situations are not even the same at all. Like, there is beef between those two, and you upset with Contessa because Contessa didn't come to your stupid ass party that you had. Like, what? And then I saw her on Watch What Happens Live. Toya's gonna sit here and talk about she didn't know that Contessa's dad was sick and all that kind of stuff. But if my memory serves me correctly, didn't Dr. Scott tell y'all that Contessa didn't show up to the party because of her father? Toya, you full of shit. And, while they were sitting there talking, Toya does ask Mariah if her receipts that she claims that she have, if they're real or if they're fake. Mariah says that her receipts are real. I heard that they weren't completely real because I heard that she and Dr. Heavenly were on Jason Lee's show, Hollywood Unlocked, and they talked about that. I don't watch Jason Lee like that, so I don't really know what was said. But, basically Mariah told Toya that she needs to sit down and have a conversation with Contessa, which I 100% agree with what Mariah said, because Toya her dad was sick. Like, your party was something that, you know, she could miss or not miss, and you'd still be okay. But her dad, who was asleep in the airport for 4 hours, and then when she picked him up, he was still asleep. The man has Crohn's disease, prostate cancer, and all that kind of stuff. Like, stop, get out your own ass and think about somebody else for once. Like I said, her dad is sick. He's, you know, so there'll be plenty of parties that you're gonna have. So get over this little bitty hiccup over a party. Like, it's stupid and it's juvenile. All right, then we have Dr. Contessa. She's at home with her kids. She's getting them ready for school. She's fixing breakfast for them, all that kind of stuff. And then she's telling them that, you know, it's time for her dad to get ready to go back home. And then, you know, he's upstairs. He was supposed to come downstairs to have breakfast with them. And she asked the kids how they feel, and the kids are really sad to see him leave. And, you know, she's talking about how, you know, she's going to make sure that he comes back more often, which I like that. And then, you know, Contessa goes upstairs to talk to her dad and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, she was talking about how she used to make up lies when she was a kid because he was not always around for her. So she made up lies like he was in the CIA and all that kind of stuff. But then as she got older, she stopped doing that because she knew what the real deal was, that he was, you know, on drugs and that he was just dipping in and out of her life. And she basically tells him that, you know, whenever he goes to his doctor, she wants to be informed about everything that's going on with him. You know, she wants to know everything step by step. And, you know, she says she'll support, you know, whatever he wants to do. If he wants to get treatment or if he doesn't want to get treatment, she's not going to be there to tell him that he has to do it. She wants it to be his choice, but she also wants to know what's going on with him so that it's not a surprise to her what, you know, if what kind of cancer he has and all that kind of stuff, which I like that. And then basically, she was talking about how she's going to get a vasectomy because her mother had breast cancer and she just doesn't want to put her kids through that, which I definitely understand what, you know, I know what she's talking about. You know, looking at someone in my family who had breast cancer, I absolutely 100% get where Contessa's coming from. You know, take it out now so that way there's no chance that she could ever have breast. Well, not saying that she can't have it, but it just lessens the chances of it. So I actually like that message that she put out there. If it does run in your family, go ahead and take care of it. And also get your mammograms as well. All right, and then we got Dr. Jackie. She is at her office. She's meeting with, I think that was her assistant. And, you know, she's planning another one of her Fitney field days. And this is going to be the second annual one. She had the one last year. And then this year she wants to go a completely different route. You know, last year she did it outdoors. So this year she wants to do it inside. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then Curtis shows up with some gifts for Dr. Jackie. This has been a year since they had their issues last year because, you know, last year he sent her the flowers with the Louboutins. And then this year he's bringing her more flowers with another gift. And, you know, she's sitting down and talking to Curtis and she's telling him that, you know, she needs to get, she needs his help with this, Fitney field day that she's doing. And then she's basically letting him know all the stuff that's going on with the girls, you know, how they're feuding with each other, how you got, Mariah and Heavenly, Quad and Simone, and Contessa and Toya feuding with each other. So she just wanted to figure out how to work things out within the group to, you know, kill the drama and all that kind of stuff. All right, so we are at Dr. Jackie's Fitney event. So all the girls are there, including Quad herself. This is the second event that she showed up to. So, you know, Dr. Jackie's, you know, giving them an introduction and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, they go to the first event, which is dodgeball. So with the dodgeball, you got separate teams. You had the doctors versus the spouses of the doctors. But Dr. Contessa was also on the spouse's side. I don't know if that was because to make it even or what, but she was on the spouse's side. So, you know, they start playing the game of dodgeball. Dr. Eugene took out Dr. Heavenly, who was on his team. And, you know, they just having a good time with each other and, you know, knocking each other out. And at the end of it, the spouses did win the competition. So then Dr. Jackie's like, she wants to pair the girls up, and she did a weird pairing. It was the girls that had the fuse with each other. So she put Mariah and Heavenly together, Simone and Quad together, and Toya and Contessa together. And then this was what was that event? Well, it was like they were jumping into foam and all that kind of stuff, and they had to grab a flag and take it back. and then the partner would hop in, grab the other flag, and go back, and the partner would win. And I believe with that one, the winners of that one was Contoya, which was Contessa and Toya. And then, Jackie says that they have another game and they'll still be paired up in teams, and it's a basketball thing. So like I said, you had Heavenly with Mariah, Toya with Contessa, and Quad with Simone. So, Quad and Simone, they didn't do too well with their on their end. Then you had Contessa and who was it? Contessa and Toya, they did theirs. And then you had Mariah and Heavenly, which who the hell? I don't even remember who won that one. Oh, it was contestant. It was wait, who the hell won that one? Was it contestant Toya or was it? I think it was contestant Toya that won that one, or was it? I don't remember. Damn, I didn't because I didn't. I don't. Did they say who won that one? Like I don't remember. So and actually backtrack. Before they even went to, when they left the dodgeball one, Contessa walked up to Toya, basically to apologize to Toya and all that kind of stuff, which I don't believe that Dr. Contessa owed Toya an apology at all, because Toya overreacted to something. Now, granted, Dr. Contessa could have probably texted her and said, what, I'm not going to make it. But Dr. Scott still did come to that event, so it's not like nobody from her family was there to represent, so I don't 100% feel that she owed her an apology. Okay, so then once they finished all the events, Contessa and Quad, they sit there and they're talking. And, Contessa asked Quad, does she feel like it's hard seeing the other couples there and her not having Dr. G there? She says no, it's not hard for her at all because she's not trying to compare her marriage to the other people's marriage and all that kind of stuff. And then, that's, I guess whatever. All right, so we are at Dr. Jackie's Fit Knee event. So all the girls are there, including Quad herself. This is the second event that she showed up to. So, Dr. Jackie's, giving them an introduction and all that kind of stuff. And then, they go to the first event, which is dodgeball. So with the dodgeball, you got separate teams. You had the doctors versus the spouses of the doctors. But Dr. Contessa was also on the spouse's side. I don't know if that was because to make it even or what, but she was on the spouse's side. So, they start playing the game of dodgeball. Dr. Eugene took out Dr. Heavenly, who was on his team. And, they just having a good time with each other and, knocking each other out. And at the end of it, the spouses did win the competition. So then Dr. Jackie's like, she wants to pair the girls up, and she did a weird pairing. It was the girls that had the fuse with each other. So she put Mariah and Heavenly together, Simone and Quad together, and Toya and Contessa together. And then this was what was that event? Well, it was like they were jumping into foam and all that kind of stuff, and they had to grab a flag and take it back, and then the partner would hop in, grab the other flag, and go back, and the partner would win. And I believe with that one, the winners of that one was Contoya, which was Contessa and Toya. And then, Jackie says that they have another game, and they'll still be paired up in teams, and it's a basketball thing. So like I said, you had Heavenly with Mariah, Toya with Contessa, and Quad with Simone. So, Quad and Simone, they didn't do too well with their on their end. Then you had Contessa and who was it? Contessa and Toya, they did theirs. And then you had Mariah and Heavenly, which who the hell? I don't even remember who won that one. Oh, it was contestant. It was wait, who the hell won that one? Was it contestant Toya or was it? I think it was contestant Toya that won that one, or was it? I don't remember. Damn, I didn't because I didn't. I don't. Did they say who won that one? Like I don't remember. So and actually backtrack. Before they even went to, when they left the dodgeball one, Contessa walked up to Toya, basically to apologize to Toya and all that kind of stuff, which I don't believe that Dr. Contessa owed Toya an apology at all, because Toya overreacted to something. Now, granted, Dr. Contessa could have probably texted her and said, you know what, I'm not going to make it. But Dr. Scott still did come to that event, so it's not like nobody from her family was there to represent. So I don't 100% feel that she owed her an apology. Okay, so then once they finished all the events, Contessa and Quad, they sit there and they're talking. And, Contessa asked Quad, does she feel like it's hard seeing the other couples there and her not having Dr. G there? She says no, it's not hard for her at all because she's not trying to compare her marriage to the other people's marriage and all that kind of stuff. And then, that's, I guess whatever. And then the last thing of the episode, we got Toya. She is meeting up with Contessa. And then, Contessa comes in there. She sits down. And, Toya's talking about how she feel like things have changed between she and Contessa. And Contessa's like, I think you just grasping at straws at this point because, Contessa's whole thing is we sat there and we talked at the Fitney event. And I thought we moved forward from it. But now here you are bringing up something again that I thought we moved forward with. Which I was absolutely on Contessa's side. The whole time, like, really, Toya, like, you want to make you're making a mountain out of a molehill at this point. Like, it's stupid, it's childish, it's petty. Like, get over yourself. I was with Contessa the whole entire time. And then, Toya wants to bring up her party from last year. Big whoop-de-doo, Toya, you had a party because you guys got out of debt. Like, that's dumb as fuck. Like, you put yourselves in debt, so you have to get yourselves out of debt. And then you have a party. Like, I 100% agree with what Contessa said. If you just got out of debt, why the fuck are you having a party? Like, that's wasting money right there. Like, what the fuck? That's money that you could save for something else. Like, y'all, what you want her to do? Be like, ooh, Toya's having a we're at a debt free party. Like, get the fuck out of here, Toya. So while Toya's sitting there talking, the waiter comes up to Contessa. Contessa's like, man, fuck this. I'm about to order my food. And then Toya's sitting there getting her feelings. I'm like, shit, bitch. Y'all are at a restaurant. What you want her to do? Sit here and not order her food? Like, if I'm hungry, I'm going to order my food. I'm still listening to you, but I'm not really listening to you because I'm worried about my food. And, they get into an argument again. And then Contessa's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm like, I would not leave without my food. Like, I just sat here and ordered this food. I'm going to sit here and wait for my food to come. If you want to leave, you can leave. But when Contessa tried to get up to walk out, Toya says, bye, bitch. And I'm like, why did you have to say bye, bitch to her, Toya? Like, really? She said she was leaving. Like, Toya is petty and childish as hell. But that was Married to Medicine. Like the video, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you later for Insecure Review.